Welcome, everybody. I'm so happy you're joining me for this quick message. Well, apparently this is very funny. Well, in a way, it's kind of funny because I'm imagining this in my head going on. Apparently, we knew this was going to happen. We knew that the Democrats were going to pull out another woman that claims that Kavanaugh did something to her. And this is far worse. And since it's far worse, it makes it even more ridiculous because he's been vetted by the FBI 6 times, and he's been a judge for a very long time. And this has never come out, and this certainly should have come out, apparently. And she's hired her lawyer, and she said that during college, Kavanaugh slapped her across the face with his wing doodle. We won't say, we'll keep this nice and clean, with his wing doodle. And you know, if I were in court, I would ask her, I would have the whole thing. I want a demonstration of this. Can you tell me where you were and exactly where you were were you standing, were you sitting, were you leaning, were you on the floor, were you, how much alcohol did you drink, of course, and maybe to get you on the floor. And that would kind of make sense, how that could possibly happen. And so when he took his wing doodle out, was he naked? Did he just whip it out? Did he just smack it across your face? How did he smack it across? Could you demonstrate this for us? Maybe we can use these little dolls, these little figurines, little Barbie doll, and can't use Ken because he doesn't have a wing doodle. We have to use something else. We have to kind of maybe use some clay, that we can make one and kind of, to reenact, because you have to reenact this whole thing. So I think it'd be really funny to see the whole reenactments of Kavanaugh. He's that bad. He's this altar boy of altar boys. The guy is so good. It's unreal. I mean, he's just too good. I mean, not too good to be true, but just really good. And I can imagine that particular personality, and I've dealt with a lot of personalities as far as men go, and that particular personality just doesn't whip out his wing doodle and slap it across your face, even if it's at a party and even if he's drunk. Of course, he's in college, so that makes him of age. He knows what he's doing. You see how this is amped up a little bit? In college, he's an adult. He knows he's going through law school. He knows right and wrong. It makes it far worse. So where was she? Where was her face in adjacent to his wing doodle? I want to know where her face was. And, it's true. I wouldn't enjoy all wing doodles slapping me across the face. It would have to be a very, very, very special wing doodle the appendage would be attached to a god that I was truly in love with and respected. And it was a clean wing doodle. It had to be very, very clean because I'm a germaphobe myself. So I would be very, very particular. So I would say, obviously, if it was me, it would have to be somebody I was married to or fiancéed to or something like that. Or I said something really, really bad. And he just said, "Oh, you nasty girl." I don't know. I'm just having fun with this. If it's a guy that you like, you might actually enjoy it. But it doesn't really seem credible at all whatsoever that he would have done that, because we're amping it up. This isn't working, so we'll try this. He's an adult. He's going to law school. He's at a party. He's older. He's not a young teenager that's, it's like that's what teenagers do when they're drunk with raging hormones. His hormones should be calmed down. Well, in college, not exactly are they calmed down. But you notice that the story is amped up. And so the next story will be amped up. That's why it's fake. It's getting faker as these accusations come out. And with this the psychologist, the Ford woman, you know, first of all, psychologists, I'll tell you something about psychologists. A lot of them actually get into the profession because they have problems or they're like mentally not right. And a way to deal with their own problems is to be on one side of the desk rather than the other side of the desk. That way they feel that they don't have problems. And I've noticed I've stopped going to some of the psychologists that I have gone to for very credible reasons, because you find out it's like, or they've got things wrong with them that I can see why you got into this profession. So, well, there's a lot. I'm sure there's some out there that are very, very good, but there's a lot of them out there that actually, that's the reason why they go into the profession. Apparently, there were 3 witnesses, and 2 of the witnesses say that it didn't happen. Actually, the 3rd witness says that she doesn't even remember Kavanaugh being there. She doesn't remember the event, but she believes Miss Ford. She believes Dr. Ford. She believes Dr. Ford, even though she doesn't remember Kavanaugh being there, and she doesn't remember the event, but she's a witness. That's not a witness. That's somebody who is a friend, is probably a good friend of Miss Ford. You're looking at somebody who doesn't want to perjure themselves. This is how they do it. It's very simple. She's saying, well, I'm going to offer support to Dr. Ford by saying I believe her. But that the other side of the story is, I don't remember anything. So therefore she can never perjure herself. It's not a witness statement. It's just that she believes that she just believes Miss Ford, Dr. Ford. You know, she got that high in school, and somehow in 2012, this is still bothering you. And you've been a psychologist for 30 years, and now it's 36 years later, and this in your marriage is still bothering you. You have not, with your dissertation and everything you've learned, you have not figured out a way. Apparently, that says to me that psychology doesn't work. Psychologists don't work, and the whole profession is bogus. If you have got to this point and you have not educated yourself or have found in your profession a psychologist that is going to help you through this problem, and it's still bothering you in 2012 and affecting your marriage. That's what this says. It says to me, do not go to a psychologist, go to a good friend. That's what it says. It's putting a stain on all psychologists and the entire profession. That's what this is saying, that if this is really still bothering you, and you can't look at this and say, you were drunk at a party, he was drunk, you had raging hormones. As it turns out, according to the yearbooks of the girls, because she went to an all-girls school, and according to the yearbook quotes, it's all about them going to parties and getting really drunk and then playing this game. There's some kind of Mexican dice and pass out. There's 3 games. I don't remember the 3rd game. They're all drinking games. They're all drinking games. And the 3rd one is pass out. So it sounds like these girls, the school is kind of focused around going to parties and getting drunk, which I think gives Dr. Ford less credibility. Apparently, this was the thing. This was the encouragement. Oh yes, they had a party, according to this yearbook that was found. There was a party that they had a Latino man come in a gold G-string, perform from them all night as they got drunk. So it really takes away her credibility altogether. But also the Democratic Party, she told them that she didn't want her name known. She didn't want to testify. She didn't want anything about her personal self let out. But at the same time, of course, which means that they backstabbed her by giving her name out, probably because, of course, it is an embarrassment to her and her profession, and it's an embarrassment to her who has a doctorate. Things that I have been through go above and beyond the call of duty as far as that goes. And here I am, and I'm not an alcoholic. Actually, I should say, I'm not a psychologist, which means I'm really sane.